Hey YouTube, Longboys Post 1975. Beast of a question, I know. I'll explain where it came from, because, you know, it didn't come flying out of nowhere. Yeah, would you still use YouTube if you had to pay for its services? Now, by that, I don't mean just to watch videos, I mean to carry on doing so what you do now, to upload videos, I guess. If you ever had to pay, what form, I don't know. You know, I'm assuming some sort of a Netflix type monthly charge, you know, to use premium services. Would you still do so? Now, the reason I'm asking this question is simple. I'm not a fan of Google. If you trawl through my video history, you will see that I'm not a fan of Google, but I guess at the same time I can't piss and moan about them too much because I openly accept, use and love YouTube. But, you know, make no mistake about it, since Google bought YouTube, there has been a very aggressive approach to, you know, how they've changed it, all of it. You know, they've streamlined it, they've hidden certain features, they've forced changes upon you that you could not opt out of. They've allowed everyone AdSense, they've allowed everyone to apply for partnership. What I'm basically trying to say is I get very much the feel for what they're doing is it's about, well, it's Google, you know, they want to rule the internet with an iron fist, they think they are the internet. It's about money. Now, I understand that most things are about money. You know, I'm not naive, I do get that, sorry, itchy eye. But just with Google being on board with YouTube, it just seems a lot more apparent than it ever was. I mean, I guess it's not a cheap service to run, but at the same time, I guess they already make a lot of money off it, so they're probably thinking, how can we maximize this profit? So I honestly do fear, whether it happens or not, I don't know. Maybe it won't, I hope it doesn't, but I do fear at some point there will be a charge to use their services. And my thoughts on those have always been, no, that's not fair. This is about me showing my passion, my fun, my love for games, comics, toys, everything, you know, out in the wild. It's about me just communicating with other people, enjoying a community, exchanging, you know, ideas, observations, comments, meeting people, talking to people, you know. It's always been about that. Everything that is about, you know, everything that is good about having a hobby. And here's why I'm asking this question. Because when I left work this morning, I bought Xbox Live Gold membership because mine's about to expire, or maybe has expired, I don't know, but it's around about November. And the person on the counter, bless her, was not console savvy or console literate. That's a horrible way for me to explain it. You know, they were quite old. I'm digging down now, aren't I? But their son obviously had a PlayStation 3, and I know where most of the stuff is, so I said, oh, I need Xbox Live, I need Gold membership, I need 12 months, so they're in that drawer over there. And she got it, she put it down, she goes, oh, what's that? And I said, oh, I can't play online without this on my Xbox. And she was kind of baffled, based on, you know, obviously her son having a PlayStation 3, and I guess PlayStation Network being free. She goes, what, you have to pay extra on top of your console to play online? I went, oh yeah, it's Microsoft, it's an Xbox thing. And she goes, yeah, but my son doesn't have to. And, you know, that's when I'm, well, he's got a PlayStation, hasn't he? She went, yeah, but he doesn't have to. And I went, yeah, you know, it's a Microsoft thing. She goes, well, are you going to do it? And, you know, it was a weird exchange. I don't really know where it came from, you know, but it was just like, well, yeah, because if I don't pay, I don't play. And playing online is a hobby of mine. And that's when the penny hit the floor, and I just went, you know, I've always, right or wrong, and this is why I'm asking this question, because I'd really like to know your thoughts, because you know, I'm struggling with mine. But yeah, right or wrong, I've always said, you know, YouTube is a hobby, and therefore that's why I do it, and this and that and this. But then the penny dropped and went, lots of my other hobbies, they're not free. Because if you stop to think about it, playing online on the Xbox, we all justify and say, yeah, you know, Xbox Live is better than PlayStation Network, but I still have to pay for it on top of my console. When I collect comics, action figures, toy cars, vintage video games, they're not free. I may get donations, you know, I may get, you know, gifts, presents from people, I may come across amazing deals in the wild, but essentially it still costs me money to pursue this hobby of mine. So yeah, it was just kind of a little bit of a wake-up call. As I said, I hope this really doesn't happen, but yeah, I've always clung to the fact that YouTube, you know, this service should be a certain thing, you know, I've set up in my mind because it's a hobby and that's how I justified it. But if you stop to think about it, all our other hobbies, you know, you got to pay the ferryman, otherwise you're stuck on the shore. And yeah, it's weird, you know, there is a link between these two things. Why do we deem one thing acceptable? I mean, I guess when you collect retro games because they're cheap and stuff and things like that in the wild, you don't, you know, keep account of the money you're spending. So when you outlay for sort of Xbox Live, because it's more, you make note of it, and obviously you look at YouTube because it's free and therefore allows you to have this hobby. You don't draw this link between all of them, but it's there. So yeah, if you had to pay to use YouTube, would you? And I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. I'd like to say no, I'd walk away, because I have no problem starting again. I really don't. Because it's, and this is where it gets interesting, because it's always been about the community aspect for me. But at the same time, that's what would possibly make me think about staying. I guess the factor that would make me either walk away or stay is the same thing, the community aspect, because it is a hobby. Oh, putting that word out there again, but I do it for this interaction thing. So if everyone said, fuck this shit, you know, we have to pay for this, I'm getting out of Dodge and I'm going to another sort of service, I would go with them. Not because I'm a lemming and I want to plummet off a cliff, but because it's this aspect I love the most, so I go with them. But at the same time, if they said, oh, you know what, we have to pay this money, while I wouldn't want to, then we have to, I would stay, because I would stay for that one aspect. I think, I don't know, in the cold light of day, if something ever gets dropped into your lap, you have to think differently. But yeah, I don't know, it's weird, you know, tired, sorry, night shift, but yeah, that buying that live membership kind of made me look upon it in a slightly different way. Anyway, I'm waffling even by my standards. I'd really, really like to know what you think about this, you know. If you ever had to pay to use YouTube, would you carry on doing so? And think about it and be objective. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.